Well, President Obama continues to talk about health care reform, and as Ken Stern just pointed out, he's not really talking a whole lot about the economy. The two very definitely go hand in hand. Our insurance analyst and expert joins us again this morning to kind of break down what the latest is. Craig Gussin joins us this morning from Auerbach and Gussin. Craig, you and I were talking about this off the air, and I mean, I don't know where to quite start to jump into this, because as Ken so aptly pointed out, healthcare and the economy they're tied. You cannot separate the two. You can't.
You have to, for healthcare and the economy, we have to look at, okay, the economy right now financially is having issues. Why do you want to increase it by forcing people to get a plan that maybe they don't really need? I'm not saying not health insurance, but I'm saying some of the requirements that they want is that your plan has to have preventative care. Well, it sounds great, but that just adds cost to the insurance product, and 129,000 people would actually lose their plan, because that's how many people have a very basic plan in California that covers, catastrophic.
So some folks who might elect right now to buy insurance, but only to cover them in an extreme case of need, their policy wouldn't hold up anymore. They'd be forced to buy more insurance.
Better insurance and pay more money per month, and they're going to go, I can't afford more money per month. They drop it. They become part of the uninsured.
So this is just one of the little things that people they're not really aware of unless it affects them directly. You say there are about how many amendments to some of the original bills that have been proposed now, and there's a couple of them floating around out there.
As of right now, for Senator Baucus's bill that came out in the Senate a couple of days ago, there are 569 amendments to that just since it came out. And I'm looking at that and I'm going, this is just, they can't even agree on anything. I mean, the one thing I found interesting was we have no bipartisan for anything in Congress except for this bill, because nobody likes it. On both sides, the Democrats and Republicans.
So if neither side really likes what's in there, and neither side can agree on where to go forward on something that we can all agree on, why are we still beating our heads against a wall over this thing? Why don't they just scrap it, start over again, and try for something cleaner and simpler? Or is that just like something that's never going to happen in Washington?
That's not going to happen, because healthcare industry is just too big. I mean, it's like trying to move this, 2-ton elephant. Just the two of us. It's not going to happen. But they have some great points. We want everybody to have health insurance, at least have the option to, guaranteed issue. Regardless of your health history, you get health insurance. But you got to have skin in the game. You have to get health insurance to make it work. And that's one of the things that we want. If everybody gets it, guaranteed issue, goes to your health history, then everybody must buy health insurance. But how do you enforce it? Right now, 85% of the population has health insurance.
And they're pretty happy with it.
Exactly. So for the other 15%, let's figure out a way to make it right. We can do it very simply. We can take the 16 million kids that are uninsured, and we can have a government subsidy program that covers all them. We can make some plans that are very inexpensive for the kids that are 18 to 30 that really don't have coverage, a lost their parents plan, and give them something that's very inexpensive and figure out a way to make it work. The problem is you're not going to convince the invincible age kids to buy health insurance.
Well, and this is an interesting thing. If they're going to force everybody to have health insurance and force folks that don't have it to pay a penalty, there's folks in that age group that you're talking about, they're mid-20s to early 30s, that are making a deliberate choice not to spend their money on health insurance, and they don't make a lot of money.
Right. And
so where are they supposed to get the money to pay a penalty if we're not having health insurance? I mean, I just don't see how any of this is coming together right now.
I agree with you, and that's where the government subsidies need to come into play to help the people who really can't afford. I have a client I can think of where the employees make about $10 an hour, and there's a couple there that are married. And, I'm thinking, how can they afford this? But in this situation, the employer pays for it. But we need government subsidies to help the people that really need it. And the people that are making $50,000 a year or more for a family and choose not to buy it, my recommendation is, what I heard a congressman's office say, is if you have a major medical bill, you can't go bankrupt. You're going to spend the rest of your life paying for that medical bill because you chose not to get health insurance. And I think if everybody gets in and gets even a super high deductible, at least they maxed out what the most they can pay out of pocket.
All right, Greg, thanks so much. We're going to have to leave it there. But I think that the point that you made there amongst all that was, if we use those subsidies just to pay for the uninsured, that's going to be a lot cheaper than the current bill that's being proposed that would massively reform health care.
Exactly.
All right, Craig, thank you so much.
My pleasure.